The name of the intervention that I chose was Person and Environment Theory, also known as the PI theory. The person who created this is Mary Richmond in 1992. I will now discuss what is evidence-based practice and how the PI theory is related. Evidence-based practice is a movement that has been gained recent momentum in the social work field following the tradition of evidence-based medicine. Use of evidence-based practice is a guiding philosophy of clinical social work practice that has been debated amongst the academic researchers and clinical for more than a decade. An area of complexity of evidence-based practice involves selecting the best available evidence that is accounting for person and environment model that has traditionally guided our profession. Evidence-based practice uses researchers to guide social workers in the developing knowledge and skills of client systems intervention. It is a social work practice that is derived from a theoretical approach that has been empirically tested. Social workers must be well trained in a variety of perspectives so that the application of this theory becomes a natural part of their delivery system. The intended population for this intervention, PI is a holistic 4-factor classification system used by social workers to describe the code social worker functioning for the 4 factors address problem and strengths. For the 4 factors are social work roles in relationship to others, mental health, social environment, and physical health. Person and environment on the micro level explores the aspects related to the psychological needs, social and interpersonal relationships, or supports and spiritual beliefs. The meso level represents connections or interactions with small groups such as families, schools, churches, neighborhoods, and communities. The person and environment on the micro level represents the connection of the systematic issues within the large system, such as policy and healthcare, with the levels also explore ethical framework, historical impacts of groups, experiences, and how demonstration and prejudice can be an impact on population. What skills are needed to use it effectively? A person and environment perspective is also said to be and provide more than adequate framework for assessing an individual and his or her presenting problems and strengths than an approach that focuses solely on changing an individual behavior or that focuses on the environment conditions. The function of the PI theory serves to help the individual and the society as a whole. The PI theory specifically has the following roles: to provide a holistic and comprehensive method for assessing clients. Social workers can assess many environmental aspects, including religion, political, familial, community, socioeconomic, and educational. This allows the social worker to identify aspects of the environment that may need to be contributed to the client population or the client problems. It also indicates that social change on a micro level has some social workers to advocate for improving particular environments that negatively impact its people. Why is this a passion for me? It is a passion because it perceives each individual as an interactive participant in a large physical environment, social, communal, historical, religious, cultural, and familiar environment systems to donate transactional relationships of people and their environments. It enables that social workers understand the complexities of the clients, lives by emphasizing the impacts of physical and social environment on a person. The level of family needs that will work best with this intervention will be level 2, the limits and safety, focusing on strengths, controls, and patterns of coping. With level 2, the family basic needs of familiar safety, stability, and nutrition have been met. Maintaining authority and setting limits that are prominent issues. The parental systems is available to set and maintain significant limits for one or more family members, and the instability threatens the testability of the whole family system. The failure could involve either lack of clear expectations or lack of power to enforce expectations. That could lead to children being out of control, acting out as teenagers, and parents who are involved in substance abuse or exclusive gambling or otherwise failing to maintain and keep the structures for the family. Violence in the family may be threatened by members but may not be seen as needing intimate protection. Structural interventions enable the spouse to develop a correlation strong enough to demonstrate significant authority for the family to gain control of threatening and destructive behaviors. The focus of treatment is in such situations may be to develop a correlation of the charge against those needing control. Family mapping and correlation could be helpful with these families. Social learning and behavior techniques with structural consideration may be proving and empowering to family members. Researchers have shown that behavior techniques can help clarify the family's expectations for the behavior of each of its members and help them recognize their potential for modifying the behavior or family members. What have I learned by doing this self-taught assessment? I have learned that different people have their own choices and ways that they want to handle different situations. This intervention, in my opinion, is a really good one that gives people a fair chance based off their decisions and living environments. The person and environment theory is a key concept of philosophy in the field of social work that states that the person's behavior can largely be understood by looking at their environment, including their past and environment. Thank you.